Assalamualaikum dan salam 46. Saja je cuba buat lawak. It's not working. I promise you, kalau kita boleh wrap up by 5.30, kita dapat 5.30 lah. Although I doubt that because we had the same session this morning. I still took like 8 sampai 10 juga. Okay, but the good news is we can wrap up the whole chapter 12 and then move on from all this technology and innovation thing and start our final stage, stage number 5, into implementing change by tomorrow. So if I'm not mistaken, our session tomorrow will be pukul 10, I think. 10.30. 10.30 esok. Okay, so we can move on to chapter 13 tomorrow. So just bear with me about chapter 12. Basically, chapter 12 tak banyak beza pun dengan chapter 11 because it's still about technology. Cuma chapter 12 is more also on the innovation side. So when I say innovation, it's not necessary we're just talking about IT or we're just talking about internet. It can go wider than that. Dia boleh jadi digital, dia boleh jadi a whole new thing like previously tak ada orang pernah terfikir untuk jual digital camera and then now we have Sony yang buat digital camera. Or previously tak ada orang terfikir nak jual komputer. Back then, those adalah typewriters day. Okay, and then we have innovation and then ramai orang boleh now currently jual computer and then jual PC and then there's another whole new thing about innovation. You ada smartphone, you ada internet of things, you ada devices yang I don't know, it's all about innovation. Okay, so chapter 12 is not restricted dekat IT sahaja. Okay, dia lebih kepada the technology yang evolving around the world and how this technology might change further on the business model itself. We'll take a look later macam mana. Previously, we just focus on how macam mana sebelum ni orang kalau masak air. Okay, previously, back then before you were born, orang masak air guna dapur. Okay, and then there comes innovation. Now, after that we have kettle. Now there's a new thing for you to get, air panas, which is you pakai water dispenser like kuku ke kowe ke, straight away you boleh dapat air panas. Okay, so that's how new ways macam mana currently how the world evolve and then this business or enterprises try to cope with it. Okay, sebab tu banyak company sekarang ni. Kowe focus on this water dispenser and then they start evolving lagi, tiba-tiba dia ada jual tilam pula. Okay, you can see the way currently this brand started dengan satu benda and then they start buka product range lain because of the innovation. Okay, so we are going to take a look into that too today. But before we go, just to make sure that we are on track or just to make sure that we could keep track. Okay, please turn on your camera for the rest of you who haven't. I am going to list out our action plan dulu. So action plan for today, this is chapter 12. We will be looking on e-business strategy. Okay, e-business strategy banyak dah I mention dalam previous chapter, which is chapter 11. It's like you apply the technology or you apply the current technology to improvise you punya process. Okay, sama ada during production ke, during recruitment of talent ke, or during internal control system. Instead of you control physically, you control pakai system. Kita actually dah cover benda tu, but we will revisit. Okay, we will revisit this model in chapter 5. If you still remember, we have value chain analysis. Okay, in order for you to advise your boss tanya, macam mana kita nak improvise kita punya business by using technology? Okay, you could actually use value chain analysis as a model untuk you tengok currently activity you semua dekat mana. Okay, how do you do outbound currently? Oh, sekarang ni outbound kita pakai physical tracking, manual sahaja. So maybe you want to install digital barcode ke, easier for you to track. Okay, you can only suggest that if you have a proper documentation on how you do things around. Okay, so you dah tahu sekarang buat macam mana. Let's improvise from that. So we could use value chain analysis for this. We will also be a little bit revisiting 7Ps marketing. Okay, but not thoroughly, because in chapter 12, instead of 7Ps marketing, we will have a new one we call 6Is e-marketing. When you add digital or technology value into the marketing, you want to call it as e-marketing strategy. Instead of we have 7Ps, kita ada 6Is. If you ask me, madam, is it necessary to memorize all these Ps dengan Is? Tak payah. If you get the understanding on how to advertise the product, on how to apply the marketing, be it traditional marketing ke, electronic marketing ke, kalau you tahu macam mana nak buat benda tu, you get the understanding, then you boleh straight away terus advise. Okay, so tak payah nak get to caught oh 6I, apa I number 3, tak payah. Okay, because this is easy peasy. Even if you don't have the 6Is pun, you still boleh jawab. But we will see the question lah, then you can see macam mana dia punya application. We will also be looking at online branding. Okay, I told you before, hari-hari currently physical store. Tapi kalau hari-hari nak buat online, can they actually use the same name hari-hari, or is it advisable untuk they collaborate dengan online brand lain? Kejap Okay, so you should advise your management if they want to change straight away daripada traditional branding ke online branding. That is why, the reason why, if only they have a very strong brand itself. Okay, contoh macam Tesco. Semua orang tahu Tesco is like retailer yang jual cheap or affordable groceries. Okay, so bila dia switch to online, people still looking for online, Tesco online. Okay, sebab brand dia dah strong. But maybe some ada like hari-hari or Muaz gedung Muaz kan, yeah, they sell cheap affordable clothes. Maybe some people not familiar with those kind of brands, so bila dia pergi online, maybe they want to change a bit nama dia. Okay, we'll take a look into that as well, how you want to switch your branding from traditional to go online. We will also, yang ni I sangat suka and quite important, we'll be talking about disruptive technology. Yang ini I tak nak explain details here, we'll go to that later. I think I did some explanation before, but we'll do it again. And we will also be looking into business model innovation. Some people think when we talk about innovation, it's always about you are renewing things. Okay, you create satu benda, when you innovate, you create satu benda baru untuk orang guna. And the thing must be like tangible, boleh pegang, but that's not necessary. When we talk about innovation or business model innovation, it's like you change the game of the whole industry. Okay, kalau sebelum ni orang kena pergi kepada agent, okay, contoh macam HR kalau dia nak cari talent, previously 10 years ago, if you wanna sound competitive or you want, we have this thing called headhunter. Have you ever heard about that? Headhunter is an agent, okay, the one who finds talent and then link you together with the company yang looking for the talent. Okay, contoh macam Natasha, they call I adalah headhunter. I have my talent management company. Okay, it's a company yang provide service linking employees dengan employer. Okay, so Natasha send dia punya resume dekat I, then I have client, this company A looking for people like Natasha, so I linkkan diorang. Okay, that is what headhunter. But now we don't really need those headhunter because we have JobStreet, kita ada LinkedIn. Okay, so by having JobStreet dengan LinkedIn, that's considered sebagai business model innovation. Because when you are trying to find employees, you don't really need to have intermediary people. Jobstreet dengan LinkedIn still adalah orang tengah, still an intermediary person, but it's more also adalah technology. Okay, it's not necessary it's a company, not necessary that it's a person or it's a formal company lah yang doing that service. It could be just a website sahaja. Okay, we will see further on business model innovation later. First, let's take a look at e-business strategy. Alhamdulillah. E-business strategy, number one, we have digital business channel priorities. So one of many strategy, if you want to apply e-business in your current business, first, most of the time you akan ada, this is common lah, people would start dia punya business from physical stores. Semua ada physical store dulu. It's not necessary, but most of the time people would start to sell dekat warung dulu. Okay, dia akan start jual dekat kedai. Okay, that becomes physical store dia. And then they realize, I wanted to expand my distribution channels. Okay, so that's where you go online. Or you start going to social media. Okay, or sometimes you would appoint sales agent. Okay, so you are expanding you punya channel, you expanding you punya distribution channel, and at the same time, one of the distribution channels you adalah digital. So this is digital. This is digital. Okay, so you are actually expanding the way you distribute your products. Okay, so this is part of a business strategy. So previously you cuma ada physical stores and you just jual dekat sales agent. And then you realize, oh, there's a technology. There's this thing we call internet. Okay, so I'm going to set up a website, or I'm going to collaborate with Shopee. I'm going to collaborate with Lazada, and then make sure that my products are available online. Okay, the cheapest way you want to start selling online adalah either you collaborate dengan Shopee or Lazada, you collaborate with all these online shopping website, or you collaborate dengan media social. That's why you can see Facebook sekarang ni, kalau you still ada Facebook lah, Facebook sekarang ni ada marketplace dekat atas tu. So marketplace tu is actually part of dia punya initiative untuk connect with people yang try to sell things. Okay, so next other strategy or e-business strategy is what you can apply. If you still remember in chapter 5, we talk about Ansoff matrix. Ansoff matrix is when you have the axis of new market or existing market, or new product or existing product. Okay, so either you have new ataupun existing, and then you have new ataupun existing. So when we talk about new, it's not necessary we are talking about kalau katalah kita nak expand new market kan. It's not necessary that we are talking about expanding dekat negara lain. New market can also be kita nak go online. Because through online, we are actually expanding globally. Okay, pause kejap I sebenarnya tengok anak I mengembangkan sel-sel otak dia dengan panjat atau terjun dari sofa. So anytime kalau I tiba-tiba menjerit, so that means I have to go to the hospital lah. Kot dia jatuh ke kepala dia ke berjahit ke kan. But currently nampak macam okay lah. So I'm just gonna let her be. Kalau dia cedera later, then kita kena stop kelas lah. Sebab I macam dah tak larat dah nak cakap no. Okay, she just has to get it out of her system sampai dia cedera teruk. Okay, so I'm just gonna let her be, let her make the mistakes. Okay, so tak adalah you doakan bagus juga tu habis kelas awal, janganlah macam tu. I pun macam takut juga ni sebenarnya. Okay, so in case saya macam okay, so that means something is wrong. So now tak ada lagi. Sekarang dia panjat tingkap pula. Okay, so when I talk or when Ansoff talk about new market, it's not necessary that you definitely have to go. You definitely have to go physically to Singapore ke Indonesia ke, tak payah. Okay, when you want to go online, it's still considered sebagai new market. Okay, so this can become part of Ansoff matrix punya strategy, but it's about market penetration. Kalau you still remember, this strategy is called market penetration, market development. Okay, you are developing new market. Next e-business strategy is, I told you before, we have marketing mix where you want to apply e-marketing strategy instead of traditional marketing, but I don't want to dwell on it too much because we will definitely revisit this when we talk about 6 I's. So let's put it on hold. But it's definitely about how you compare traditional marketing dengan e-marketing, and you can see e-marketing is much better relevant for current business. Okay. Number 4, this is what I would love to talk about when we have and when how digital or e-business actually innovate business models. Okay, contoh paling senang lah. Contoh paling senang. Innovation of business model yang you can relate to yourself is Trivago. You ever heard about Trivago? Sekarang dah tak dengar dah because they go bankrupt. Okay, Trivago dah tak ada. But like Trivago, Agoda, Booking.com, apa lagi, Expedia. Okay, so those are actually considered sebagai new kind of company or new industry. Sorry, not new industry. It's considered sebagai new market. Okay, I don't know how to call it. It's kind of like a new industry as well. It's an innovated industry itself because previously, okay, so let's compare. Previous business model, we have Hilton direct to customers, right? Hilton direct to customers. So kalau customer nak book hotel ke, they will direct booking. They call direct to the hotel. Okay, or they just go to the counter. And then usually they get all the quite expensive price lah because you tak boleh nak predict, you tak boleh nak advance booking. Okay, so now when there's a Trivago, we have this innovated business model where we have Hilton, then we have Trivago, who will link this with customers. So suddenly there's a middle person, and this middle person is making money or revenue. So my question to you, macam mana Trivago buat duit? Kalau tengok iklan Trivago, saya selalu tanya, macam mana funding dia besar sangat asyik buat iklan dia? Macam mana dia buat duit? Apa kata Risha?
Advertisement.
Dia buat duit dengan advertisement. Dia bayar advertisement.
Hotel bagi
Dia jadi agent hotel.
Yeah, exactly. So Syazara dengan Hana kata dia jadi agent kepada hotel. So basically dia sebenarnya agent je, sales agent. Okay, so bila dia linkkan antara dua, so this one makes booking, okay, although biasanya at discounted lah, discounted price, and then Hilton will pay commission to Trivago. Usually they will send like a monthly, or it depends on the agreement. Sometimes weekly ataupun 2 weeks time. Okay, dia ada cut off period dia akan hantar. Dia akan hantar this is the number of bookings that have been made by your customers through our website. Okay, so you owe us this much of the commission. Okay, kalau you perasan, if you compare sometimes, because sometimes a lot of times Expedia dia akan offer harga paling rendah sekali antara semua. Okay, it's ridiculously rendah. So I don't know how they do it, but I guess the strategy of Expedia is dia absorb the discount that they offer. So instead of Hilton offer the discounted price to Trivago, sebenarnya To Expedia sebenarnya Expedia sendiri yang cut dia punya cut dia punya cost. Okay, so dia boleh bagi lagi rendah so that dia boleh dapat lagi banyak commission. Okay, so that's why if you think about this, most of this kind of online punya business, they don't really see break even. Dia taklah cepat sangat dia dapat break even. Okay, because it's normal. Untuk online business, to get the break even, it should take you maybe more than 10 years time. And most of investment companies pun tahu benda ni. Okay, contoh macam Fashion Valley, I don't know if you are aware, it was quite some time they went viral, I think about 1 or 2 years ago. Fashion Valley punya viral kata buat 10 juta kerugian lah despite having investment from Hazana. Okay, so we sat with Hazana punya people back then and diorang kata we are aware that if you want to invest in an online platform, you nak dapat break even sangat lambat. Because you punya setup startup tu je dah mahal dah. You nak set up IT department with high skills expertise. At the same time, you nak kena ada website yang fully running. You kena ada app easily reachable. And then you kena compete dengan banyak online competitors and you have to reduce you punya price. Okay, so that's why agak susah. So to explain, I think probably that's one of many reasons why Trivago tak survive lama. Despite we see a lot of advertisement dia dekat TV, started je MCO, I think around April ke May dia dah shut down dah. Okay, probably because they are still new, number one. Number two, because they don't really have a lot of reserve. Tak banyak retained earnings. Sebab dia baru kan. And dia tak break even lagi. Okay, probably because of that. But this just changed the whole business model of how customers actually making online bookings. Okay, another way that changed the whole business model is maybe we can relate to TV. Okay, previously bila kita tengok TV, kita tengok normal TV je, channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there is innovation. When we talk about business model, it's not necessary, okay tak boleh, I tak nak cakap pasal TV. TV kita akan tengok dekat disruptive technology. Okay, so more also this one on the example of innovated business model, boleh jadi macam ni. When you put intermediary, or there's another version of innovated business model, it's due to the innovation. If you are familiar, I think I ada mention benda ni before. Nespresso nama dia. Tak ingat apa nama mesin dia. Okay, Nescafe dia invented coffee machine. Okay, but to make sure that they actually secure revenue untuk that particular coffee machine, dia punya innovation dia plus dengan specific coffee bean by Nescafe sahaja boleh pakai. Okay, so that's considered sebagai innovated business model because when you sell the machine, kalau you jual machine dekat customer, okay, business to customer, you jual machine, customer tend to beli machine tu satu kali sahaja. So you don't really have recurring revenue. Okay, for Nescafe. So how do they secure the recurring revenue? Is they make sure customers will come back to get the coffee bean. Kalau tak ada coffee bean tu, machine tak jalan. Okay, so that's how they secure dia punya revenue. So it's considered sebagai innovated business model because these two are stuck together. So you tak boleh ada orang lain, tak boleh ada competitor yang provide coffee bean untuk steal you punya customers. Okay, so it becomes another kind of innovated business model. Another one yang buat the same business model is Tetra Pak. I pun ada mention benda ni before. Tetra Pak is the machine yang packing benda ni. Yang packing benda ni. Okay, yang buat packing ni, it's called Tetra Pak. So ada juga saiz yang kecil yang Melo kotak tu, Dash Lady punya kotak tu yang 200 ml tu kan. So it's a Tetra Pak company. They provide machine. Dia punya teknologi adalah dia jual machine. But how do they secure? Because sekali you jual machine tu, you dapat dalam 5 million ringgit lah. Okay, and then how do we secure to have, you tak boleh nak expect this company A, kalau dia beli sekali machine tu 5 juta, dia akan beli lagi machine. Because 5 juta is a long investment, so that means the customer are not going to come back to them. Okay, the way they secure is every time they want to use the machine, dia kena pakai material kotak yang Tetra Pak jual sahaja. Kalau you pakai kotak underground market or you pakai kotak from local punya market, machine tak jalan. Okay, dia ada specification kat machine tu, dia boleh detect Tetra Pak punya paper sahaja. Okay, I find it really brilliant. And at the same time, Tetra Pak also offer this package of marketing for customers. Okay, so dia ada another product range segment dia kata, oh you beli machine dengan kita orang, it's okay. We have this complimentary package, free package to do 1 year marketing for you. So that's why you can realize sometimes orang Tetra Pak sendiri yang turun campaign untuk Milo, turun campaign untuk mostly Milo, oh Dutch Lady, okay. Those van Milo tu on the first 1 year is actually from Tetra Pak punya office, Tetra Pak punya team. And then after 1 year dia akan serahkan all those campaign punya barang-barang tu balik dekat customers. Okay, they will sit down together with the customers and tanya, what do you want? Okay, with this kind of budget, okay, we have this budget for you. Dia kata campaign kita orang ni it's free. We will provide you free marketing, but it's up to our budget of 200,000. Okay, so apa yang you nak dengan 200,000? So some customer akan minta kita orang nak van, kita orang nak lorry, kita orang nak to have school campaigns. Okay, we want a team for that. So they sit down together. I think it's brilliant. Tetra Pak sangat brilliant. Okay, because it's actually, I think it's a US company. I'm sure US ke Europe? I think US. And they already have a branch in Singapore. I got excited sebab masa saya duduk dengan Tetra Pak tu rasa macam gila brilliant sih company ni. Dan rasa kecil sangat. Sebab tak pernah terfikir benda-benda tu. Next, apart from innovated business model, we have...
Madam?
Ya.
Kan tadi yang pasal Nespresso machine tu kan? What if kalau macam ada company yang create machine baru tapi boleh compatible dengan semua coffee bean. Apa-apa brand coffee bean pun.
Oh, itu kira, I think that's the traditional business model sebenarnya. Sebab traditional business model, memang you kena pakai, you boleh pakai apa-apa jenis coffee bean pun. Cuma what Nescafe did, dia innovate the business model and make sure cuma boleh pakai coffee bean dia sahaja. Okay, so yang you cakap tu adalah the old business model. Okay, and then here comes Nescafe, dia innovate benda tu and everyone else start thinking the same thing. Kenapa aku tak buat benda tu dulu And orang lain pun start buat. Okay.
So benda tu dia tak jadi macam tak jadi apa-apa threat dekat dia dekat Nespresso machine tu sebab dia
ada I mean it's up to the preference of people lah. Sebab kalau macam because I think Nescafe itself dia dah ada dia punya loyal customers yang dia agak confident dengan dia punya coffee bean. Okay, so by having that they actually historically orang menanti Nescafe punya coffee machine sebenarnya. Okay, the Nespresso punya coffee machine. And then here comes the coffee machine datang because Nescafe was quite confident dengan dia punya coffee bean, that's why dia innovate that kind of business model. Okay, so to think that is that, I mean the old business model can be considered a threat sebenarnya, yes, because for some customers diorang akan rasa ish leceh kalau beli Nescafe punya. Okay, it's up to them. Sebab Nescafe sendiri dia dah ada dia punya followers niche market dia dah ada dia punya loyal customers. Sama macam Apple jugalah. Macam Apple ni orang rasa macam even if Apple keeps on innovating kan, sebenarnya Apple currently dah ketinggalan sebenarnya in terms of innovation ni. Okay, in terms of camera dia benda semua boleh consider sebagai dah ketinggalan, but they still have dia punya loyal customers, so they are confident on that. Okay, so to say that is it going to be a threat? Yup, tapi not a significant threat because Nescafe is like competing on a niche market sahaja. Dia just trying to serve dia punya loyal customers. Okay.
Okay, madam.
Next, following to the business model innovation, we actually have e-business strategy we call marketplace restructuring. Okay, Dia lebih kurang sama macam business model innovation itself, but marketplace restructuring, we talk about intermediaries. Kita fokus dekat intermediaries sahaja. When number one, we have this intermediation. For this intermediation, basically we are removing the middle person. We allow company dengan supplier directly contact each other. Okay, previously kalau you nak cari supplier ke, okay, company nak cari supplier, back then traditionally wise, you need to hear recommendations from people. Okay, recommend, dia ni recommend, dia tu recommend. Okay, so you tak boleh nak compare. You tak boleh nak compare price because it's very restricted. Okay, kalau you're operating in KL, and you need supplier the nearest to you, so you cuma ada pilihan banyak ni sahaja. But now, you are operating in KL, you could actually order in bulk from China directly. You don't need to go to the middle person anymore. Okay, you boleh directly contact dengan Alibaba. Okay, you pergi dekat website Alibaba, you tengok, oh Alibaba boleh hantar banyak ni in bulk ni. So directly, tak ada dah middle person. Okay, you have the website sahaja. Okay, so you are removing the intermediary. Number two, we have re-intermediation. Okay, instead of eliminating, you just create intermediary. What we said about Trivago, Expedia, semua tadi tu. Okay, sebelum ni tak ada orang tengah. Now ada orang tengah. Trivago, Expedia. And then the last one, we have counter. Tulisan ni. We have counter mediation. Okay, counter mediation is you are basically setting up own intermediary. Okay, you set up your own intermediary and that intermediary suddenly becomes a new product range for you as well. Okay, paling senang kita boleh cakap pasal GrabPay. GrabPay ke, ShopeePay ke. Previously, tak ada pun GrabPay, ShopeePay ni. The only alternative to make payment are between cards dengan cash. Okay, and then here comes Boost ada Touch 'n Go e-wallet datang. Okay, and those Touch 'n Go and e-wallet to itself becomes, they don't really have another business. They are just an intermediary between people dengan making payment. Okay, so now Grab nampak there's an opportunity untuk business e-wallet pula. Okay, so then Grab start inventing dia punya own intermediary where apart from dia serving deliveries or serving riding to customers, at the same time dia boleh dapat customers punya loyalty by having GrabPay with them. Okay, padahal as simple as okay, you nak 50% discount for your ride, just install GrabPay. Top up your GrabPay, you boleh bayar 50% discount. Of course, as a customer, I akan top up lah. Okay, and then there is a limit pula. Oh, tak boleh top up RM10 je. You kena top up minimum RM50. Okay, fine. My ride is like what, RM5. So I have RM45 dalam I punya GrabPay. So that RM45 tu will surely get me to come again to Grab. Okay, so this intermediary itself becomes a great mechanism untuk dia create loyalty from customers. Kejap. Turun. Awak tahu benda tu salah kan? Jatuhlah. Okay, so that's how you create intermediary and then it becomes a new business pula. Oh, not new business. It becomes a new product for you as well. Okay, sebenarnya it's already become a new business. E-wallet has already become a product now. Okay, how does e-wallet actually generate revenue? More also, dia lebih kepada generating market share sebenarnya. Sebelum ada GrabPay, ShopeePay, sebenarnya awal-awal dulu cakap pasal e-wallet is Boost. If you're familiar with this, Boost like I think 3 to 4 years ago dah ada dah. Touch 'n Go e-wallet is quite new. Okay, so Boost dah ada dulu. Back then semua orang macam tak familiar lagi, tak suka sangat cashless ni because we don't really trust the security. Okay, and then suddenly Grab nampak this opportunity, and I think Boost did not do a great job to grab the market share back then. Grab dah ada dia punya market share, so dia just tambah je lagi, dia just grab lagi, dia just increase dia punya market share. Okay, so by restructuring the marketplace, they are trying to generate more market share sebenarnya. Okay, so that's part of e-business strategy. Number 6, I've said this before, it's about supply chain management capabilities. Okay, so we have here about e-procurement. Okay, so we have e-procurement. Dekat e-procurement tu lah, you can definitely eliminate the whole procurement department and just rely on the software sahaja. That's why I said there is a possibility in the future kita akan ada e-accountants. Tak possible benda tu. And then suddenly one company ada satu accountant sahaja. So be careful. Number 7, we have what we learned before, internal knowledge management capabilities, which we covered yesterday. This is basically about how you control or secure information. So that becomes part of your e-business strategy juga. You have all the data and then you keep it wisely or you keep it secured. You promote the cyber security. Sama je lah benda yang kita discuss semalam. So that is actually part of e-business juga sebenarnya because you're doing it online. Okay, so this probably looks confusing to you because it is all over the place. Okay, ada cakap pasal innovation, tiba-tiba ada cakap pasal intermediary. What is that? Okay, so if you were asked by your boss, okay, you were asked kata, macam mana kita nak digitalkan kita punya operation sahaja. Okay, tak payah tengok jauh-jauh, tak payah nak innovation bagai. Just nak apply the technologies in our everyday routine in the company. So that's where we use our value chain analysis. Okay, so I will try, I cuba lukis. Tapi kalau tak nampak macam sampan tu, you terima je lah ya. If you still remember our value chain analysis, we have primary and secondary activities. So in the primary, we have IL, and then we have operations. And number 3, we have OL. And then number 4, we have marketing and sales. Number 5, we have after sales service. And then for secondary activities to support, we have procurement, HR management, we have technology development, and the last one is the firm infrastructure and support. So let's see if I can do this. Oh, I tulis pun dah singit dah. This actually looks better than this morning. So we have this value chain analysis. So your boss tanya, Nafha, macam mana kita nak improvise kita punya operation ni Nafha? And then you start, boss, I rasa kita kena lay out dulu kita punya value chain analysis, boss. Okay, what is that? Macam, it's okay, boss. You just bagi dekat I buat. Okay. So then you start this structure and then you tengok list of the activities currently inbound logistic dia buat macam mana. Okay, inbound logistic, we know that it's all about macam mana you receive you punya raw material, macam mana you simpan you punya raw material. Okay, so in that particular analysis where you take a look, oh, currently kita, when we get our raw material, kita kena collect from supplier. Okay, and then kita collect from supplier, kita letak dekat warehouse. And then we have manually our warehouse people akan tengok, oh ini batch 1, batch 2, key in dalam Excel. And then that Excel will be emailed to procurement untuk bagi tahu this is the confirmation of raw material that we receive. Nampak macam I think it's okay, but what we can improvise on that, instead of we have manual people tengok 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kotak hari ni key in Excel, we could actually improvise by suggesting, boss, I think what we should do here is we use barcode scan ataupun RFID scan. Okay, you start suggesting to your boss, tak payahlah boss, kita nak pakai manual ni, kita bukan percaya sangat pun dekat calculation orang kita. Selagi salah kira, tiba-tiba tak tally. Okay, so if you have barcode, you have RFID here, you could just have the device, scan, straight away pergi dekat procurement. Procurement tengok, oh barang ni dah masuk. Okay, and then this particular barang pun, we know this box with this kind of barcode will be used dekat next production batch. Okay, so you dah tahu, oh barang ni yang datang 2 hari lepas, hari ni dah guna masuk dalam machine production. Okay, dia dah jadikan sebagai finished product pula. So you have the tracking. This is actually pretty common. Banyak manufacturing pakai macam ni. As simple as, I tak boleh cerita jauh-jauh lah. As simple as what I showed you before. This Tetra Pak. Dia ada dia punya. Tak nampak. Dia ada dia punya barcode ni. So barcode ni from the raw material sahaja, dia duduk dalam box yang sama. Okay, this is a batch. Sampai je paper ni, oh ini macam kertas A4 lah. Kertas A4 satu ni. Okay, so have we used this satu box of kertas ni? Yes, kita dah guna dah. Mana yang tahu? Sebab ada barcode ni. Barcode ni masuk dalam machine scan. Oh, ini adalah batch yang kita receive 2 hari lepas. Dah guna. Dah guna jadi apa? Dah guna jadi finished product. How do you know this is the same? Because you actually match dia dengan expiry date. Expiry date together with the barcode. So that's how you track your product. It's very useful. You might not be, you are familiar with RFID. Okay. RFID sebenarnya dah lama dah sebelum pakai tool lagi. RFID sebenarnya dah lama sebelum pakai tool lagi. RFID was actually developed by Mardi. If you are familiar, if you are aware apa tu Mardi. Because back then it was being used by agriculture industry. Kenapa I tahu? Sebab I tahulah. Okay, because Farm Fresh dia pakai RFID untuk inject to track dia punya lembu dengan kambing dia. Okay, so they actually inject RFID punya chip ke apa, I tak sure, tapi dia inject kat telinga so that they can have, dia boleh tahu, oh dia punya lembu pergi ke mana, because they don't really torture or they don't really trap dia punya lembu. Because if you trap lembu, then dia punya stress level dia naik, dia punya susu turun. Okay, so in order for you to make the lembu happy, you have to let them wandering around. Pergi bersia-sia, okay, dekat kawasan yang ada pagar lah. But you can track them back. But what happened, tiba-tiba ada lembu tambahan. Okay, so then you will know, oh yang ni tak ada tracking. So this is not mine. Maybe some small farmers from farm sebelah ke. So that's why they use that particular technology. Okay, so Mardi yang started benda tu. Sounds like banyak bagi you information on real industry. Tapi sebenarnya benda-benda ni tak ada lah dia akan tanya dalam exam. It's just a knowledge for you. Okay, because back then bila I duduk kelas MBA, I got really excited bila lecturer I cerita pasal Proton, cerita pasal Pro 2. So I was like, oh, pasal Burger King versus McD. I suka real life punya case. Okay, but in my master, it's relevant sebab my assignment is about real case study. Tapi too bad because our SBL is all paper based punya exam. Okay, so we will be focusing more on the paper, I promise, after kita dah finish the whole 15 chapters. So for now, just trying to put your understanding. Okay, I know some of the feedback from you, ada yang kata, madam, saya still tak faham apa tu SBL. I still don't get the understanding. It's okay, it's normal, jangan panic. But you have to put more efforts to read or more efforts to watch movies yang ada kena-mengena dengan enterprise. Okay, in that sense, you could actually get more understanding. Okay, some of the movies, since kita nak dekat weekend kan, so ni tak bagilah some of the movie suggestion. It's not homework, it's okay. You nak tengok boleh, tak nak tengok pun tak apa. Okay, but maybe if you watch those kind of movies, you could actually get apa benda dia cakap sebenarnya pasal investment ni. I promise you it's not that boring sebab dia punya actor dia agak handsome. Okay, so we will see. We will see, yeah. Next, during operations, maybe you boleh advise to your boss, boss, I think what we can do is instead of kita hire nak dekat 10 orang dekat satu production line, instead of kita hire 10 orang dekat satu production line, might as well kita pakai staff robot. Robotic staff. Staff robot. Robotic staff. Salah tulis sebenarnya. Okay. Kalau you nak rephrase bolehlah, but you get the understanding. It's a robotic staff. And you only need one robotic staff to do the whole job. Okay, but of course your boss would think, are we going to dismiss all this production stuff? Okay, that's on the ethical issues punya decision making lah. Now you are trying to advise your boss, how do you reduce you punya cost and then try to get more profits in long term. Of course, robotic staff sangat mahal. Okay, anything that you want to invest in the technology, they will be expensive for now. But in long run, it's going to save you a lot of operating costs. Or another one, you might want to suggest to your boss, why don't, instead of kita sibuk sangat production, we use 3D printing. This sounds ridiculous now, but I can see the potential in 10 years or 20 years time. Are you familiar with 3D printing? Tak pernah dengar? Ni, siapa ni? Ashraf, tak pernah dengar 3D printing?
Tak.
Dia basically, you print 3D lah. Ada soalan ke?
Tak ada. Yang saya ingatkan 3D printing tu ada satu company tu, dia buat satu investment macam, tak tahulah, tapi macam kita boleh tengok baju apa sesuai yang kita boleh create kita punya baju kat situ. Lepas tu dah set to print. Saya ingat yang tu.
Yeah, that's part of 3D printing. You create something and then you boleh print terus.
Yes.
And dia jadi benda. Dia bukan jadi kertas. Okay, currently in Malaysia, we see that potential when first MCO started. We have all this small company yang memang buat 3D printing. Diorang print terus face mask. Okay, so they design the face mask and then print straight away. Dia tinggal lekatkan je. Dia print each part sendiri because face mask is like you need to have this kan. You need to have this and then you kena lekatkan dengan face shield. Did I say face mask? Sorry, face shield. You kena lekatkan dengan you punya shield transparent and then dia punya tempat gantung kat telinga. Okay, so they print the whole two items, print nak dekat 30 pieces, 100 pieces and then they have dia punya team dia untuk assemble benda tu. And then pergi hantar dekat hospitals. Okay, it was a great marketing strategy sebenarnya because I did not know we already have that business in Malaysia. I thought 3D printing tu like belum sampai lagi kat Malaysia. Tapi sebenarnya dah sampai. Tapi yes, it's hugely super expensive. Because you are talking about creating item from just printing tau. That means there's a whole potential that you don't need manufacturing machine anymore in the future. So we might be looking at Tetra Pak not making any business anymore. In maybe 20 years time, there's a possibility Tetra Pak orang tak nak beli dah. Orang akan switch to 3D printer. Okay, business akan switch to 3D printer. Because I pernah tengok, I think I tak sure in UK or in US, this person, he or she is an Indian, dia print thosai ataupun, I tak ingat thosai ke roti prata macam tu. Dia print and dia makan benda tu. And it's possible. Okay, cuma dia compare between this prata dengan yang dia masak dekat atas api, rasa dia lain sikit but it's edible, boleh makan. And that is the idea because they were trying to create someone thinking about rasa macam nak makan burger. So currently our business is, the way we do things, currently nak makan burger, malas nak masak, kita order. Okay, it's current business model. But then in the future, currently nak makan burger lah, kita terus print. Okay, there is a possibility on that. Maybe not 20 years, in 30 years time ke, ada possibility benda tu. So 3D printing is quite a high potential untuk grow. But yes, it's crazily huge, expensive. Okay, maybe we can't afford it. It's better if we buy a house later. Okay, so outbound logistics pun kita boleh buat benda yang sama. You can have RFID or you can have barcode. Okay, marketing and sales. When you want to make marketing, we will be looking at 6 I's later. Okay, 6 I's method, e-marketing strategy. Service. Okay, so what can you suggest on service? Electronically. After sales service, apa yang you boleh provide secara electrical or secara internet or digital? What kind of after sales service? You as a customer, apa yang you rasa you receive after sales service from someone or from company yang you just beli barang dia? Apa electronically yang you boleh dapat after you purchase the barang? Banyak weh.
Macam coins dekat Shopee tu.
Points dekat?
Macam coins ataupun points.
Coins ataupun points,
Dekat
that
Shopee,
is
macam coins
lebih
juga.
kepada sales. Okay, how do you make sales? How do you make people to come back to you? You have loyalty coins ataupun loyalty points or rewards. Okay, that's how electronically you make sales. Tapi after sales service, okay, macam mana you serve or macam mana you are being served? Macam mana cakap Okay, I dah terima Apple Watch. Okay, I dah terima Apple Watch. And then I have a problem with the Apple Watch.
Warranty?
Yep, we have warranty. Warranty is actually a physical tau. Warranty is actually what we are talking in chapter 5. After sales service is when you have warranty. But before I straight away pergi marah dekat machine punya shop, machine is the Apple punya shop, I pergi straight away marah, hello bro, aku beli Apple Watch ni mahal-mahal kot.
Stage warranty punya tu. Alah, saya tak ingat dah terms tu.
Kalau customer review betul ke?
Customer review, that is before I actually make the sales.
Customer service?
Yeah, memang customer close. Okay, imagine okay, as simple as this problem. I beli Apple Watch ni and I have problem, I tak tahu macam mana I nak charge dia. Macam mana nak charge ni? Benda ni canggih sangat, gila complicated, kabel pun tak ada. Contohlah.
Tengok website.
You pergi kat website, you baca apa?
Baca manual dia.
Q&A.
Q&A, yeah, Q&A, but there's this stuff, guys, we call it FAQs. Frequently asked questions. That is considered sebagai that is considered sebagai digital punya mechanism. Okay, and I think it's pretty reliable. Sebab sometimes I don't want to look stupid to go directly to the customer yang marah-marah. Okay, customer service tu marah-marah, I pergi tengok FAQ dia. Ada tak dia mention? Okay, because sebenarnya FAQ is actually part of the whole thing that they put in the e-manual instructions. But you know, sometimes kita pemalas, e-manual tu sangatlah panjang. Okay, e-manual, previously we call it manual book, but now we have e-manual, like when you can just scan QR code dekat box tu and then you get the whole manual. Okay, and then it's like 100 pages, you rasa malas, tapi you still tak tahu macam mana nak charge benda ni, you pergi dekat FAQ dia. Okay, or there's another thing, okay, maybe I tak nak marah-marah, I just want to have someone to listen to me. So we have online chat on website or app. Okay, reachable. Sometimes this online chat pun adalah auto reply sahaja. They have the robot to respond to you. It sounds bagi I macam hello, I want to talk to someone kot. Why kau bagi aku robot untuk cakap dengan aku? Okay, sometimes I get pissed because I actually had that experience. Okay, but why they put robot instead of people? Because they have experience before when they make the customer survey. Customers hate on the long waiting line. So instead of you want to have a short waiting line and get a robot to serve you, to at least try to answer to your general questions, or you want to wait in line and talk to the agents. Okay, so it's your preference. So they have the alternative on robot auto reply. And auto reply dia sangat efficient kot. Because I think I was texting through WhatsApp dengan Ringgit Plus and it was entirely robot. Dia tanya, hi Iza, where were you from? And then I said like Johor. And then okay, is it true that you are male or female? Is it true that you are female? If you are female, answer 1. If not, answer 2. Okay, so they just track that by having my full name because I have that binti. Okay, and it's actually a robot. And up to the bawah tu, I cakap, hey, I need to talk to someone. I need to talk to people. Then suddenly dia terus tak baca message I. Tinggal macam tu je. Double blue tick pun tak ada. I was so pissed off. Tapi I still tak call lah orang tu. Sebab they just blew me off and I don't want to make more business with them. So they just lost someone. That is primary activities. What you can advise to your boss. Okay. FAQs is not necessary that you want nak cakap kat boss, I think we could set up a website. Set up website mahal Okay. So maybe if you want to say to your boss, maybe boss, we could put FAQs dekat our social media page. As simple as that. So they can come to that later. Okay, procurement, I mentioned earlier, we could have e-procurement instead. Okay, you can suggest that to your boss. HR management, we talked before where you could actually advise you punya HR to go to JobStreet or LinkedIn to get people. Okay, currently, traditionally when they want to hire talent ataupun nak bagi tahu ada kerja kosong, dia akan letak dekat luar building dia like a banner kan. Dia akan tulis ada kerja kosong kat sini, come for more interview, whatever. Okay, but that is traditional way. Innovated way or current way, what they do is they put it on social media, they send it through WhatsApp, they give you a link, and then they go straight to JobStreet and then find your profile there. Okay, so that's another way. And then they just straight away scout you. Technology development is when technology development is part of the secondary activity. So that means they support the whole primary. What we have been talking just now, all these primary activities are actually being enabled or being allowed or enabled by technology development. Okay, technology development itself yang having the whole technology or trying to brainstorm the idea to make all this idea yang you terfikir tadi into reality. Okay, because technology development team sahaja yang tahu it's doable or not, because they have all that expertise. You just bagi idea je. I want this kind of tracking. I want this kind of tracking. Is it possible? Yeah, we have RFID. So technology development yang akan tolong. At the same time, the firm infrastructure yang allows funding and support on all changes you mentioned just now. Okay, so we have the firm infrastructure. Okay, I have a question for you. We only have 3 things to cover. 6 I's, online branding, and disruptive technology. Do you want to take a 5 minutes break or you want to finish early? Apa dia, Yaya?
Early.
Do you agree with Yaya? Dia rasa macam Medan tak boleh masuk dah. Medan, apa kata kita habis je sekarang?
Yes.
Oh, that was not even an option. Oh, Hairudin dia tadi hang senyap je. Time ni boleh pula yes.
Teruskan.
Jadi marilah kita teruskan. Sementara anak I belum panjat lagi. Okay, let's move on. We have 6 I's. Okay, the perspective of 6 I's, kalau you tengok dekat dalam textbook, it's more theory. So I tak suka sangat refer. Okay, but what can we see or what can we discuss about 6 I's is I'm going to give you a perspective to compare between traditional marketing or digital or e-marketing. Because that's what 6 I's is about. It's like the whole 6 I's are actually talking about how digital marketing or e-marketing have in perspective of improvements compared to traditional marketing. Okay, so number 1 I is actually interactivity. Okay, so traditional marketing, I selalu cakap benda ni, I suka sangat mention banyak kali. During traditional, we actually just use push media. Okay, you just push, letak je dekat billboard besar-besar. You don't know siapa tengok ke tak. You wish someone yang tengok tu akan contact you to get the products. But you don't know because you cannot control that. You just put that on the billboard, put dekat surat khabar and hope for someone to buy from you. So that is push. But when you have e-marketing, you have pull mechanism where you only advertise it towards someone that you know has the high potential untuk beli barang you. Okay, so you are trying to increase the opportunity of successful sales rate. Kalau you letak push kat billboard tu, you tak tahu siapa yang beli dengan you. Tapi kalau you buat pull mechanism where you just send the emails ad to someone yang memang looking for pizza that day, there is a high chance that particular person akan beli pizza. Okay, so you are pulling mechanism. So if it's a push media, you punya chance to success is limited. But when chance to success, interactivity pun limited juga because the billboard will not be talking. Okay, billboard tu tak akan panggil, hello, sini, mari beli. Tak, because it's very stuck. Tapi kalau you have pull mechanism, it increase the interaction. Okay, sometimes they just send Pizza Hut ni and then I pun reply, is it not, I mean like when berapa lama dia punya offer macam ni. So it becomes an interaction instead of just push media saja, instead of just an advertisement. So you increase interactivity between you and the customers. Number 2, the second I is you are using intelligence or you are using technology. Okay, so for traditional marketing, we don't really have intelligence. It's lebih kepada you just tampal poster sahaja. Okay, it's pretty much physical. But with e-marketing, you actually have this data analytics. We talked about this in previous chapter. You have data analytics, you have the data collection. You can come up with different strategy when you have all those information. Okay, so it involves with the intelligence. All the data that you collected can actually create new business strategy for you. So that's why the data itself is valuable. Third I is individualization. Okay, dia lebih kepada, if it's traditional, you are basically sending same message to everyone. Okay, someone yang tak nak beli pizza pun still dapat nampak poster pizza tu and then they were like, tak nak pun. Okay, tapi if we are talking about e-marketing, you are actually tailored message for targeted market. Okay, you have this, you nak marketkan Milo. Okay, Milo, instead of you pergi dekat budak-budak, you sepatutnya pergi dekat parents dia sebab parents yang nak beli Milo tu. So you tailor the message, you go straight away to the parents. Okay, or we are talking about Habib Jewels. Okay, bila Habib Jewels, yes of course yang akan berkenan benda tu adalah the wives or the mothers, perempuan sahaja. Alright, so tapi ada juga strategi dia yang maybe you go to the husband. Okay, kalau I suka tengok Wow Shop because the way Wow Shop panggil orang untuk beli, you akan dengar dia cakap, makcik-makcik, akak-akak, dia akan cakap macam tu, makcik-makcik, akak-akak, sebab dia tahu perempuan yang akan spend on those things. And I indirectly pun terpanggil. Macam, man, how do you know I was looking for this? Okay, and ada juga nanti ayat dia, abang-abang yang tengah tengok tu cuba pandang bini kat sebelah, isteri kat sebelah tu tengok berapa lama dah dia tak pakai gelang kat tangan dia. Okay, and then it hit like straight to the core of my husband. He was like, what? Tapi still tak dapat lah. Sebab ada je, cuba tak pakai je kan. Yep.
Tapi kalau macam Toys R Us tu macam mana? Sebab produk tu for kids, tapi kids obviously doesn't have money to buy.
Yeah, exactly. Toys R Us sebenarnya, Toys R Us, Hot Wheels, sebenarnya dia fokus kepada, okay, here's the mechanism for that. Dia ada banyak strategi tau if you want to market products for kids. Okay, either you directly target the kids and then the kids will pass to the parents, which what happened to, kalau you perasan Kinder Bueno buat macam tu. Kinder Bueno, Cadbury, mana I tahu dia buat macam tu because they put it dekat counter. Perasan tak, letak kat counter. So nanti budak nampak, mami nak tu. Okay, so dia target, tailored message dia adalah sebenarnya dia target the parents. Okay, tapi parents takkan directly ambil benda tu. Okay, so dia indirectly trying to influence the kids. Macam Toys R Us, I think Toys R Us need no introduction. Okay, in terms of dia punya advertisement, because they already have a strong brand on this. But if we are talking about toys,
Tapi ada je adopt beli toys.
Ada je adopt beli toys.
Ramai je yang beli untuk diri sendiri.
Contoh I rasa sebenarnya, I pernah baca hari tu, sebenarnya bapak-bapak yang pergi kedai mainan ni dia beli untuk time dia tak dapat dulu je.
Childhood memories.
Betul.
And I'm actually talking about my husband as well. Balik je macam, benda ni? Anak tak minta pun. Tak apa, kita main sama-sama. Okay. Dia ada like creator control tiba-tiba, okay? I was like, kenapa beli? Nak buat anak kejar. Anak kejar, dia yang main. Okay, so that is a good strategy to convince me. Okay, so to answer your question, I pun tak sure macam mana sebenarnya Toys R Us ni dia market. Tapi kalau tengok during Christmas time, in UK banyaklah advertisement dekat TV untuk bagi tahu, oh you need toys because of the presents, festival presents, benda semua tu. Tapi in other ways, tak ada because orang tahu, oh nak toys dia pergi Toys R Us. Not me lah, tapi orang tahulah benda tu because they already have this strength in brand dia. Tiba-tiba macam terfikir pula, Toys R Us macam mana dia survive lah?
Tak tahu lah, lately diorang kata macam dah tutup.
Itulah, I pun rasa macam because in tough times ni kan, I tak rasa ramai orang are willing to buy expensive toys.
Tapi kids nowadays play like digital punya stuff, like console ke, PC ke.
Oh, is that another way of disruptive technology? That's another way untuk you define playing kan? From kids age. Betul. Although it sounds boring, sounds boring. It's like, it's not healthy to go digital punya toys or digital gaming. But that's how they do things around nowadays. Sebab orang lebih kepada console, lebih kepada gaming, lebih kepada PS instead of go playing around. Because you can't really go outside of the house pun. How's sales of PS5 tak tahulah, the boys tahu ke tak? Aisyah risau je, husband I dia tengok je. Tengok iklan dia. Kan tiba-tiba bawa balik pula. Sebab I dengar hari tu pre-order dia macam banyak juga. Despite the struggling period.
Tapi sebab dia baru keluar dia ada macam problem sikit kan.
Oh, biasa lah tu. Selalu orang akan tunggu second or third batch.
Biasa ada a few update lagi.
So never ever beli first batch.
Yeah.
Also I was told. Sama juga macam phone. Okay, that's individualization where you could actually tailor message untuk send to your customers. For me, individualization dengan interactivity ni lebih kurang sama. Because when you target you punya customers, then you can actually increase interactivity. Because customers yang you target tu, dia akan rasa they will get the interest and then start talking to you. Untuk, can I get to know more about this? Okay, so you actually increase the interactivity. Next, we have integration. Okay, so traditional marketing you tak boleh nak integrate. By saying integration is for digital, you could actually integrate with other marketing channels ataupun bukan marketing, if not marketing channel, we can say other distribution channels. Okay, that's how what's the strategy. If you buy online, you can get 50% off. Okay, contoh macam Zara punya store. Okay, Zara just nak bagi tahu, oh bukan Zara lah. Let's say Uniqlo ke kan. Uniqlo dia ada online store dia. So people who go to the physical shop, dia akan kata, oh why don't you next time purchase dekat kita punya online, you can get the same item at 50% discount. Here's your voucher. Okay, so dia bagi macam tu. You can integrate that by using e-marketing. Okay, but for traditional, you can't really integrate between distribution. Okay, because you don't really have any mechanism for that. Kalau dia pasal billboard sahaja. Kalau dia pasal newspaper poster sahaja. Okay, it's more also dia lebih kepada dia fix dekat this kind of advertisement, dia fix macam tu. Kalau dia TV sahaja. Okay, next I is industry structure, where you can use this e-marketing to sama juga disintermediate ataupun you can re-intermediate. Okay, how like Trivago is actually doing some marketing strategy untuk Hilton sebenarnya. Kalau you realize Trivago sebenarnya dia advertise this kind of hotels yang duduk under dia punya website. Okay, and then dia bagi tahu, oh if you booking through us, you could get 50% off untuk duduk dekat 5-star hotel. So technically or indirectly, they are trying to advertise the hotel itself. Okay. The last I is independence of location. If it is traditional marketing, it is limited to local, but when you have digital or e-business, you could actually go global, international. Okay, whatever that you put online, you letak dekat IG you boleh being viewed by people in the US, people in the UK. So if there is a chance for increasing market share dekat luar negara, you could actually use e-marketing. Okay, sometimes you tiba-tiba dapat order, ada order daripada Indonesia, tapi kita tak pernah lagi pasarkan dekat Indonesia. It's okay because our marketing strategy through social media has actually reached international. So you realize, oh sebenarnya ada demand kat sana. That might be a good strategy for us to pursue. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? 6 eyes or done? Yep.
Boleh ke belakang kan tadi tak sempat habis buat.
Oh. This one.
Distribution bawah sikit. Okay. Distribution channel. Sekejap
Okay. Ayah, kalau nak makan, minta curry puff. Do you want some curry puff? Ini baru nak makanan. Ada kentang. Okay, 2 more to go. 2 more. Bear with me. Can you hear me? Boleh. Test. Okay.
Boleh.
Okay, any other questions so far up until 6 eyes? Boleh dengar kan? Okay, boleh. Sebab macam tak nampak mikrofon naik. Second last, online branding. Okay, in order for you to suggest to your boss, okay boss, I think we should go online. Oh, okay, are we using the same name? Your boss tanya, you macam, kenapa nak fikir pasal nama? Actually, branding is important to ensure that sama ada you can make it or break it through online. Okay, sama ada you are going to be a successful online retailer compared to you punya physical store ataupun you're going to flop you punya online. Okay, when we invest into online, benda ni bukan main-main because it's expensive. So you have to make sure you punya strategy is right. Number one of the strategy is trying to call your name. Okay, so either you can tell your boss, I think we should just extend our traditional branding. Okay, your boss akan tanya balik, why? Because our physical store sales has been doing fine. Contoh macam Uniqlo kan. Uniqlo nama dia dah tahu dah. Oh, Uniqlo kita dah ada. Kita tahu fashion Uniqlo macam mana. So when we go online, we expect the same quality as well. Macam IKEA store online. You tahu dah dekat IKEA store online tu you nak dapat benda yang sama macam dekat IKEA punya store. But there are certain this will only work if the brand itself has already have a strong brand physically. Okay, contoh lagi, what we can say, we have Disney. You know Disney has go online? Apa nama online dia? Disney ke? Eh? Apa nama online Disney? Jangan kata Elsa.
Disney Plus.
Ya, Disney Plus. Tepat sekali. Disney Plus kan? Betul. So we have Disney Plus. I've been waiting and waiting sampailah tak tahulah bila akan keluar kat Malaysia, benda tu tak masuk Asia lagi. Okay, Disney Plus. That's why we don't see Frozen, Moana, semua tu kita tak nampak dekat Netflix. Because they have their own platform. Previously, if you follow Once Upon a Time series, that's actually under production of Disney. I follow dia like crazily until dia punya series dia start season 5 and 6 macam merepek. Okay, and it was on Netflix up until September hari tu. And then September, Netflix tak dapat nak renew the copyright because Disney Plus tak bagi copyright untuk Netflix still airing or still having Once Upon a Time dalam Netflix punya because they want put it dekat Disney Plus. So how this kind of business movie streaming works, if you realize kalau you ada multiple accounts dekat streaming punya website, you akan nampak if you see this movie or this series dekat Netflix, you tak akan nampak dia dekat HBO Asia, HBO Go ke, you tak akan nampak dia dekat Amazon Prime Video ke, because the copyright has been sold to one particular platform sahaja. Okay, so that's how it's called legal movie streaming. Okay, because it's about selling the copyright to air. Kalau Netflix nak renew, then tak apalah, Netflix renew lah. Okay, and that's also up to the owner of the copyright itself. The Warner Bros Studio ke, Disney punya studio ke. Okay, like what happened to Friends. Kalau you perasan Friends dekat Netflix Malaysia ada lagi, Asia ada lagi. Tapi dekat US dah tak ada dah Friends dekat Netflix because the copyright to air in US has been given to Sony TV. So siapa yang nak tengok Friends dekat US kena subscribe for Sony pula. Okay, so that is considered sebagai business model innovation juga. Okay, because previously orang nak tengok, orang kena tengok kat TV sahaja. How are they, macam dia nak catch up. So nak catch up, oh they just record it from TV. But now we have this kind of platform, you can keep on replaying. Okay, I do that every day. I watch Friends like every day. Nampak macam tak ada kerja kan? Next, you could actually advise your boss, maybe we can do co-branding. Okay, what does it mean by co-branding? Okay, maybe instead of kita set up kita punya website, kita try jual dekat Shopee ke? Okay, so that is a collaboration. Okay, apa yang buat macam ni? Realme buat macam ni. Okay, if you know about Realme, you boleh nampak Realme tak ada website sendiri. Tapi every time you nak beli produk Realme, you can go direct to Lazada ataupun Lazada lah yang official. Apple tak ada. Apple you can go direct to Apple punya website. Apa lagi? Previously when we talk about co-branding, you might not be familiar with this now, but Nike and Apple used to collaborate and then produce Nike Apple. Okay, how they collaborate is it's like a small, I think short time sahaja, where they have iPod punya playlist or iPod punya device, they connect it together with the shoes so that the shoes can track you punya fitness level during you punya jogging or during you punya fitness activity. Okay, so now as the technology evolve, currently you don't really need sport shoes for that. You only need to wear you punya fitness tracker sahaja. So dia boleh detect terus level of fitness you. Dia boleh detect punya steps tracking without having you to have to wear the shoes. Okay, so sekejap sahaja Nike Apple ni punya product, and it was crazily expensive. Why I know this because I considered to buy it despite not being a fitness freak. I rasa macam coolnya benda tu. But I beli iPad je. And I did beli iPad sahaja. Or you can just advise your boss, why don't we create new digital brand? Okay. Contoh paling senang, that is what our beloved Touch and Go buat sekarang, where they change into e-wallet online. Okay, sebenarnya e-wallet is actually a mechanism term for cashless payment. Okay, but because it's become a norm now, when we talk, you dah install e-wallet dah? So you know that when we talk about e-wallet, it's about Touch and Go. Kalau kita cakap pasal Shopee, Shopee Pay, Shopee Pay. Okay, the e-wallet name is directly attributed as an online name for Touch and Go e-wallet. Okay, so not saying that it's successful as an online brand, but we know that it's associated with Touch and Go punya nama. Tapi kita tahu bila kita sebut e-wallet, it's actually part of Touch and Go juga. Okay, so that's how you try to change the digital brand online. The last one, good news, last one. We have my favorite disruptive technology. Okay, paling senang lah. Okay, I give you a few examples. When we talk about disruptive technology, it's about this new technology yang disrupt the old way we do things around. Contohnya, dulu we watch TV. Okay, sebelum ni kita tengok TV, kita tengok channel lah. Kita tengok TV 1, TV 2, TV 3. Okay, and then it's being partly disrupted by, then we have Astro. Okay, I don't think that Astro has actually entirely disrupted the way we watch TV, because kita still tengok TV of I don't know, for of main channels juga. But I am pretty confident in long term this will be disrupted by streaming TV. I'm totally confident. Sebab ada je kawan-kawan I yang memang tak pasang aerial kat rumah, they are 100% relying on streaming platform sahaja. Okay, so there is a possibility for that. So by saying that, we will be looking at maybe one day takkan ada dah channel-channel ni. Semua orang akan fokus untuk produce series. You know, like how they produce series now, you nampak original Netflix series like Emily in Paris ke, it's like a short mini series yang people can binge watch it and they could still gain revenue out of berapa ramai orang binge watch, berapa ramai orang tengok episode tu. Dan Netflix akan bayar the movie production. Okay, so that's how they do things now. Another disruptive technology we can talk about is how there is a possibility, I know you might hate this, but there is a possibility physical class being disrupted by online classes. In long run ada possibility for that. Because online classes is more flexible, it works for anybody. Okay, orang yang bekerja pun boleh further dia punya studies through online. That's how Open University has been doing. Okay, they have flexible courses. Semua orang nak upgrade dia orang punya qualification can go for this kind of online classes juga. Okay, but in Malaysia, I don't think it will work for now because you need to have this attitude of responsibility. You know, like because in Malaysia we are so biasa dengan how do I put this in simpler words? We are so terbiasa dengan cikgu yang panggil students. Okay, even though sekolah menengah, sekolah rendah semua sama. Okay, semua yang kita kena rotan baru student akan datang. Okay, but actually in Europe, okay, in Europe ke in belah sana lah, sebenarnya benda ni sama je. But in belah sana, in belah UK itself, in my days pun, you nak datang kelas ke, you tak nak datang kelas ke, they don't really care. As long as you pay the school fees. You pay the school fees, you pass. Even though you pass is not because of the teacher pun tak kisah. As long as you graduate on time. And it's up to your own responsibility juga. Okay, you nak datang mock ke, tak nak datang mock ke, tak ada orang nak marah. You nak datang mock, nak ambil soalan mock sahaja, lepas tu nak balik pun tak ada masalah. I buat macam tu lah. Datang ambil kertas balik. Lepas tu buat kat rumah, scan, hantar balik dekat our teacher and then they will electronically mark it. Okay, that's how they do things around. Because you have this awareness. Okay, my days because I have this awareness that kalau I tak graduate on time, I kena bayar balik I punya loan, I punya scholarship. So kenalah juga kan berusaha. So if you have this kind of awareness, I think this semester macam okay sikit. Compared to my previous semester last time, probably because it was the first time we actually started online classes, I had like a terrible attendance. Memang sangat teruk. Okay, probably number one because most students tak prepare with the online, with the internet punya facility. Tak ramai student ada internet. Number one. Number two, because students were like, oh man, this is my first time studying from home. Macam mana kita nak bahagikan masa? Macam mana nak buat ni, macam mana tu? In fact, I was struggling juga my previous semester because I did not know how to balance. Okay, sebab baby I like kecil lagi and dia tak dengar. Kalau I suruh dia duduk, dia tak duduk. Okay, and I couldn't send her to babysitter because of the pandemic. So it was a struggle moment. But I think if we plan carefully with the correct facility dekat Malaysia, our internet semua, I think there is a possibility online classes will be a good go in the future. Because as a college provider, I told you before, as a college provider, I will be looking at trying to minimize costs, minimize utilities bills. Okay, so bila you online classes, you tak payah bayar utilities. You tak perlu ada college yang besar. Okay, so that's a good thing to pursue. Or what just happened in previous time where you have Kodak. Okay, if you're familiar with Kodak, Kodak is disrupted by digital camera. Nobody use film anymore. Camera film dah tak ada. So disruptive technology is this digital camera where they actually eliminate terus the usefulness of Kodak. Tak ada orang dah nak beli film. Okay, so that is an entirely 100% disruptive. Okay, and another thing with back days, we have typewriter disrupted by, now we have computer or laptop. Okay, so previously orang, if you know the history of typewriter, sebenarnya dulu when the PC was invented, they had a lot of resistance to use PC because semua orang are too familiar with typewriter, they don't want to change, they don't want to learn. And then ada this small share of people rasa macam, I'm going to give it a go. Okay, so in the same office, dia cakap, okay lah, kita beli satu komputer je lah. Siapa nak guna. Ramai tak nak guna. Okay, so then dia guna. At one point, dia orang tengok, oh, it's convenient because you can backspace. Typewriter tak boleh backspace. Okay, so because of the backspace, they found that, oh, sebenarnya boleh edit. Okay, this is easier. So ramai orang start switching. Same as well untuk Kodak. Back then, Kodak tak nampak the potential of digital camera replacing their products. And then this small photographers think, I think I'm going to give it a go to digital camera. Even though it's expensive, I boleh pilih gambar mana I nak print. I boleh edit gambar I. Okay, so it's not necessary that when I take one photo, that's it. I akan hilang I punya film or I akan terus kena print gambar tu. Okay, so digital camera dia boleh edit, dia boleh pilih. So they find it's more convenient. And then the market grow. And entirely disrupt Kodak. There's another thing what we can see. This one kita cakap pasal produk yang kita boleh pegang. Okay. So there is an issue of what we are going to attempt next in our question. Bukan hari ni. What you can see is how Airbnb ataupun homestay, terbalik. Where we have hotel disrupted by Airbnb ataupun homestay. Currently orang kalau pergi bercuti, previously orang kalau pergi bercuti dia punya option ni adalah hotel sahaja. 5 star, 3 star, 2 star, 4 stars, dia pilih tu sahaja. But now even in Agoda itself, Agoda app pun kita ada Agoda Homes where you can actually choose sama ada you nak homestay ke or you nak hotel. And Agoda Homes tu pun you boleh pilih, you nak apartment satu bilik ke, you nak apartment yang boleh share ke. Okay, benda ni sebenarnya dah lama dah, but dekat Malaysia kita baru start. Homestay dengan Airbnb baru start. Because back then when I went to vacation, dekat Spain, we did not know that we actually rented, kita orang rented the whole apartment, but actually we shared with a bunch of mak saleh yang tak handsome, okay, and sangat pengotor, and we had to share the apartment and the bathroom, and it was such a disastrous vacation. And I still remember semua orang like freak out and trying to change the hotel. We did change the hotel because we did not know, the website bagi tahu it's an apartment, but we did not read that it's just one room for us, and then the rest of the room in the apartment are being rented out to others. Okay, and then you can share bathroom pula tu. Okay, so it was a disaster. So benda tu sebenarnya dah lama dah, it was 10 years ago. Airbnb ni common, tapi dekat Malaysia kita baru. But kadang-kadang you nampak, currently it's quite struggling lah for homestay sekarang. Tapi sebenarnya homestay punya business, if it's not about pandemic, there are actually growing potential business untuk homestay. Okay, sebab kalau when you want to make like family holiday ke, family day ke, you usually will choose like a big bungalow yang ada dalam 6 or 8 bilik, and then you letaklah semua cucu cicit, semua atuk nenek kat dalam tu. Okay, so it's a good business. Walaupun it's like one kind, tapi you know, it's like tourism punya business where the bookings will be increasingly high bila towards the end of the year, middle of the year, time cuti sekolah. But now nothing can be done. Tourism paling struggling because of the pandemic. But if the pandemic is not here, I think it's going to be a growing potential. Okay, there's a possibility probably because semua orang rasa macam best you duduk homestay, tak payahlah pergi hotel. Ada je possibility tu. Tapi it's going to be in long run lah. I don't think now people would actually love the idea of not having hotel dekat Malaysia. So no, maybe in 30 years time. But still, we're talking about disruptive or disruption, where you actually eliminate something that from before. And what we have, I mean, the most common example kita dah pernah buat sebelum ni is Internet of Things. Internet of Things yang sebelum ni, previously when you want to access online or you want to surf the internet, in my days you have to go to CC, cyber cafe. If you don't know what it is, it's like a shop yang, tak tahu lah, mungkin boys tahu kot because you always go untuk main game kan. I nak pergi surf internet as simple as pergi website TV3 pun lambat, and you kena tunggu like setengah jam, you kena bayar berapa kan back then. Okay, you want to get internet, it's not as convenient as now. Now it changes where you already have this Internet of Things. I could surf the internet through any devices, TV, iPad, laptop, phone, semua benda boleh. Okay, so it's disrupt the all. This Internet of Things actually disrupt the business of cyber cafe sebenarnya. Okay, so now cyber cafe, tak semua orang boleh survive buka bisnes cyber cafe because semua orang boleh surf internet. So how does cyber cafe makes it relevant in the industry when they could actually provide this gaming punya service? Okay, cyber cafe dia sekarang ni provide just tempat untuk orang main game sahaja. Untuk internet, not so much. Okay, so that's disruptive technology. Why this is important? Because it's being tested dekat question, mini mock question, okay, on Zilbo Hotel. We will do the question after we finish the whole 15 chapters. We will do small question maybe after kita buat chapter 13. So I am happy to announce that we could actually wrap chapter 12. Okay, so tak ada apa lagi dah kot nak cerita pasal chapter 12 ni. Do you have any questions?
Madam, saya ada soalan.
Yep.
Kat UK ada this scripts called workers kan?
Apa tu?
Ada scripts. Ya, workers.
Kat Malaysia kita panggil lace.
Kenapa dia orang buat macam tu? Like rebranding or?
Menarik kan? I pun sebab terima kasih kerana mengingatkan. I tak ingat nama dia workers. This brings out memories. I'm not sure apa strategi dia. I pun tak sure, maybe there is an issue about the name Walker tu. I tak sure sebab back then during my days, I tak tahu kewujudan Lays in Malaysia. Okay, sebab I jarang makan chips. I jadi gemuk bila kat sana. Okay, so then I discovered the walkers tu, and then turns out my lecturer back then kata, oh, walkers is actually being called lace dekat Malaysia. So probably there is a historically because of the name. Name dia mungkin not acceptable in Asia ke, I tak sure. Tapi ada issue on that lah. Ada lagi satu issue tau pasal oh, have you ever heard what happened? You maybe you can search this. Few of marketing strategies gone wrong. Okay, when you want to do marketing strategy, you have to relate to the background or to the specification of the location that you are going to market the product. Okay, as simple as what had gone wrong in Coca-Cola. Kalau you pernah dengar benda ni, Coca-Cola they were not being sensitive when they marketed the product in Saudi Arabia. Okay, dekat Saudi dia market the product with this comic strips, and maybe I can share the link later on, where they actually market this product. Dia punya comic strips dia tunjuk this person sangat haus dekat desert. Okay, dekat padang pasir sangat haus, tiba-tiba jumpa Coca-Cola kat tengah-tengah padang pasir, and dia minum terus dia bertenaga. But what happened adalah dia orang lupa yang Saudi baca tulisan dari kanan ke kiri, bukan kiri ke kanan. So the comic strips, if orang Arab baca, they actually tengok, oh, dia jumpa Coca-Cola kat tengah padang, minum, and then tiba-tiba jadi haus. Okay, so that's actually real case of marketing strategy gone wrong. Okay, so that case has become a study during my days juga, when I did my MBA, where my lecturer was saying, when you want to market something into a new country, you have to consider sensitivity tempat tu. Okay, so because Saudi memang dia baca dari kanan ke kiri, so that marketing strategy becomes a joke untuk Coca-Cola itself. It's a big company, Coca-Cola tu. Tapi because of that, it becomes a joke. Okay, so probably the same thing happened to Walkers or Lays. Okay, I'm going to Google that. Okay, sebab I pun perasan juga nama dia lain. Doritos nama sama. Oh, sedap Doritos. Masalah ni.
Tapi madam, ada yang marketing strategi yang dia buat macam salah tapi jadi popular.
Contoh? I
Saya tak
tahu.
tapi saya pernah tengok tapi tak tahu nama.
Ada yang orang panggil, I tak tahulah. Bila kita kata pasal, I mean it's more applied to like viral marketing kan. Where
Tapi would it consider as a fail strategy?
Yes, ada orang guna term ni. Failure marketing is still considered sebagai marketing. So it becomes I don't really, I mean there's a possibility maybe in 2 or 3 years time people or syllabus will actually acknowledge failure marketing as part of marketing strategy. Now belum lagi, dalam syllabus tak ada. Tapi I see it in long run ada possibility for that. Okay, because even though, contoh macam apa I think what we can say, sometimes this failure marketing ni, it's being deliberately happen tau. Kadang-kadang dia tahu, oh benda ni akan viral. So bila viral, you get all the attention. Okay, either you get all the bad.
Alif Syukri semua tu.
Yes, exactly. Macam Alif Syukri, Vida. Okay, sometimes I also wonder macam mana diorang boleh make millions by just selling all these jamu products. I don't know how, but they do. Or maybe they just market dia punya barang yang, I don't know, can I actually see this in a recorded? Maybe they just market the way they living life and then try to get people to buy the products so that they can, orang akan rasa macam, oh kalau jual barang ni, rupanya kita boleh jadi jutawan juga. Okay, there's possibility for that.
Because they provide false information.
False information, exactly. Dia sebenarnya manipulate dia punya company profile dia lah sikit. Sama juga macam what we had before, Zizan Seman. Okay, a month ago I think, ada viral gila tweet from Zizan Seman, Zizan Osman, about dia kata apa, kalau kau dah 10 bulan berniaga ke setahun berniaga tapi tak buat sampai berjuta, kau ni berniaga ke buang masa, macam tu lah lebih kurang ayat dia. And it went viral gila, semua orang marah. But what did he get? he gets attention. And then orang yang tak kenal dia akan start cari, Izan Osman ni siapa? Oh, dia buat talk pasal business. Okay, orang yang kenal dia akan rasa talk dia pun sebenarnya bullshit. Tapi orang yang tak tahu, mungkin kita patut pergi talk dia. Let's buy some ticket, 3,000 je satu seat. Okay, I still wonder kenapa orang still pergi talk dia. Okay, we had like last year dia buat talk dekat City Convention Center ni, and my City Alam ni penuh gila jam orang. The whole Malaysia datang. Okay, Siway, are you familiar with Azizan Osman? Pernah dengar tak dia? Tak pernah kan? Very good. Tak payah cari pun pasal dia. Okay, I wonder because I'm not trying to be I don't know, conservative here, tapi ramai gila orang Melayu pergi. Ramai gila orang Melayu yang pergi talk dia. So there is a saying here, if you can actually make money, why are you sharing the ways to make money with someone else? Okay, simpan je lah sendiri and make more money. So if you're trying to sell the way you make money, that means you're actually making money in your talk. You're not making money through business. Okay, so you macam bayangkan, bayar 3,000 untuk seat satu malam. Dia make convention tu 5 malam, 5 hari kot. I nak keluar masuk pun tak boleh. Tol tu penuh gila orang. And then you can upgrade. Oh, 3,000 malam pertama. Macam best ni time malam pertama ni kan. Kita sambung lagi lah. Next seat 10,000. Satu orang tau. Gila apa. I macam he makes like millions for 5 nights. For that.
Ada. Sekarang dia dah collab dengan Nilofa.
Really? Why? I don't know. I don't know. I have no comments. Sebenarnya I banyak komen, but because it's recorded, macam kenapa?
Tapi dia dah banyak orang komplain pasal dia. Tapi dia still, dia punya nama makin lama makin tinggi. Tapi ramai orang condemn dia. Tapi dia still macam okay je.
That is what we call fail marketing is still a marketing. Sebab dia ada dia punya pengikut tegar dia tau. Okay, for this, can I say it's a scam? I don't know. Okay, because my dad sebenarnya has been a victim of scammer juga tau. Okay, and like he lost a lot of his savings now. Tapi, okay, we learn a lot of lesson learned lah for that. But what I'm trying to say is, I see the kind of people who follows Azizan Osman. It was like my father back then. Okay, my father like 3-4 tahun lepas, he was so obsessed with these things up until dia boleh bagi semua saving dia. Okay, regardless, dia bagi je because he knows that this is going to make investment, although the investment is wrong. Okay, walaupun dia hantar anak dia, okay, bukanlah nak burukkan my dad, tapi walaupun my dad hantar anak dia buat ACCA, anak dia tahu all those investment scheme adalah a scam, but he does not listen to anak dia. Okay, because he kata, no, my decision is fine, no, this is good. And then he lost all of his savings. Okay, so I'm trying to say is, we know the market here in Malaysia, if you target, there is a way tau, macam mana all these scammers sebenarnya dia target orang yang number one, retired. Because when you are retired, that means you can take out all of your KWSP. And then you will start thinking, apa nak buat dengan duit berjuta-juta dalam KWSP ni? Here comes all this scammers. Tak tahu nak invest kat mana? Mainlah invest dekat 3,000 seat je. Okay, so that is the way that they do things around. And then all this retired, when they put just 1 million ringgit, okay, dia letak 1 juta je, dia ada lagi 5 juta kat belakang. And they realize, tapi aku dah rugi 1 juta tu, aku tunggu je. And then dia start kata, tak apalah, letaklah lagi 1 juta. Dia letak 1 juta, cepat lagi you dapat 5 juta balik. Letak lagi. Can I say it's like a gambling addiction? Yeah, more also dia macam gambling addiction. Because you don't really have another reality to accept it. That is the only reality that you want to trust because your money is already in there. That's what happened to my dad. Okay, dia dah tak cara lain dah to keep his to keep his sane. He is sane now. Dia okay lagi. Cuma back then dia rasa macam, aku tak pergi mana-mana dan anyway, tak ada pergi dah. So kena percaya je dengan benda ni. And that's what happened to most of people yang follow this kind of business. I sangat benci benda-benda macam ni. I talk about it a lot dekat I punya Facebook lah kan. I suka ranting. I talk about it a lot because I think macam mana pun officers tangkap orang-orang macam ni, diorang still lepas. Because back then my dad sampai masuk penjara bagai benda semua because he became a scapegoat for this particular person. And alhamdulillah dia punya legal case semua settle lah because tak cukup bukti untuk charge himself. Because all the evidence goes direct to the person yang scam. And then in 2 weeks time, that person terus all the charges semua drop. Okay, because why? Because they have money. So I definitely hate that part. Because when you have money, you boleh bribe someone and then tiba-tiba semua tu jadi macam sia-sia je. And they are still out there. As an introduction to Seaway, if you must know this Azizan Seman, or we call it Zizah Semeh, Azizan Osman, he claimed himself has 7 doctorate PhDs and he just like around 40 years old. I dengan husband I kira tau. Kalau dia buat PhD, satu PhD tu 3 tahun. So 3 darab 7, you have like 21 tahun. Okay, 21 tahun, that means you have to start your PhD around, around 29. So before 29, you can ada degree. Degree you takes 20, degree you takes 4 tahun. So that means you are 25. 25, you can ada diploma. Diploma 3 tahun. Kita orang kira, it's impossible. Impossible gila you nak ada 7 doctorate. And going to 8 actually. Emotional pula. Anyway, so that's an example of failed marketing is considered marketing as well. Another one that you can see is if you are familiar with Datuk Boy Iman, I think nama dia. Boy Iman, previously he was so famous with this scam untuk beli banglo harga 50,000. That's another thing juga. And he's still out there having no charges. Tak apalah, mungkin nanti in another world he will not be escaped. I don't know.
Madam.
Yep.
Kalau contoh yang Xbox tu, Xbox punya case kira macam apa fail marketing enggak?
Xbox? What happened to Xbox?
Kan design dia macam apa fridge.
Xbox yang baru ke?
Yang paling baru tu design dia macam fridge.
I dah tengok PS5 je.
Lepas tu orang cakap yang dia ni fridge kan. Lepas tu lala dia keluarkan betul-betul fridge official Xbox-nya.
Oh, I have to read this. Interesting. That can be considered sebagai failed marketing juga. Oh, another failed marketing that we can see if you are familiar before. You know Sonic punya cartoon? I think okay. Kan the trailer of Sonic cartoon tu kan dia punya lukisan dia teruk gila kan, semua orang condemn kat Twitter kan. And then everybody, daripada orang tak tahu Sonic is going to have a new movie, tiba-tiba orang tahu, oh this new movie is going to come out and it's a hideous cartoon. Okay, and then tiba-tiba diorang keluarkan statement, thank you for all the attentions which we didn't expect. And then of course dia betulkan lah dia punya lukisan tu, but it becomes a failed marketing is also marketing. Apa yang Adrian cakap tadi pasal Xbox, that can also be the same thing. Okay, they did not expect for it to happen. Most viral marketing sebenarnya dia tak expect. Ada yang try hard to deliberately trying to get viral. Okay, if you are familiar with this, I think yang paling deliberate, yang paling try hard, I don't know about boys, tapi what I saw this before, kalau you kenal Shatila Melvin. Shatila Melvin isterinya Shahizi Sam kan dia baru keluarkan produk jamu I think. So I think she's been trying hard for me lah, bila I baca all the headlines, she's been trying hard untuk market dia punya jamu produk tu. The way that they make controversy in terms of dia punya posting dekat IG, they're trying to be provocative sexually, which I don't really see how this sexual punya advertisement can be related to you punya jamu produk. But because the way that they post all this gambar yang inappropriate and makes the headlines, becomes because I'm attention, I call it as a failed marketing. But she actually gets the bukanlah market share, she gets the attention of people getting to know, oh Shatila Melvin nak keluarkan produk. Okay, previously orang kenal dia sebagai actress, but now they know, walaupun dia punya marketing dia like sangat ridiculous, tapi orang tahu. Okay, she's doing some business now. Okay, it's a try hard, deliberately trying to get viral or trying to be viral, tapi it's part of marketing juga. Sebab tu I think in 3 to 4 years time, there is a possibility academician wise, they will actually acknowledge failed marketing as part of marketing strategy juga. Although I hate that, but it can be true. Okay, this is a good discussion. Do you have any other questions? Akhirnya kita habis pukul 6 juga. Tapi seronok lah because it's a two-way interaction. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. Alright. So tomorrow pukul 10.30. Macam agak pelik kan? Tapi still lah 10.30 kita akan jumpa balik. And we will cover chapter 13. Hopefully by next week semua habis And then we can do recap and then you will go to your PT2. Okay, so if you have no more questions, let's wrap up and I'll see you tomorrow at 10:30. Thank you very much, everyone.